This is day 2 of the 21 questions. I'm just reviewing out loud my answers to the 21 questions in my 21 questions journal and updating them for the latter part of the year as I am focusing on putting my vision board together. And since we started in the income and finance area, I'm going to go ahead and stay in that section and answer the next question in the income and finance. So this question is, how much do you want to earn in the next 12 months and why? So at the beginning of the year, I'm just glancing at my beginning of the year, I wrote gross, I won't tell you guys the gross that I said, but the net that I wanted to earn was $250,000, which I think is really very interesting because I've been talking to my fiance a lot about some of the transitions that have been happening in my company and the number that I'm focused on for my company, and it is this exact number, which I think is really interesting that when I wrote this, I wanted to net $250K for the whole year, but as I've been in conversation with my fiance, it's been that's what I want to make in the next, basically like the next 6 months, which I just think is really very interesting how that came up. And so the other part of this question is why, because I do think it's important to understand why you want to make the amount of money that you want to make. And I think for me, the biggest thing is because, well, I think two. One, I really just want to stay at home and take care of my child and take care of my husband. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that for, like, I would say the next 36 to 52 months. That's what I want to do, right? And it isn't to say that I don't want to work at all. I just don't want to have to work. And I understand that by earning $250K net this year, because of my annual expenses cost, I understand how much of that money we would be able to set aside for investments, set aside for retirement. I don't even know. Let me not even lie and make it seem like I'm thinking about retirement like that. It's not like that, but it's more so like setting aside for investments so that way my money is making money for me. Like, I really like the idea of that, and there's a number that I want to get to so that way the money that is coming in is much more effortless. I've sort of suspended the idea or the belief in passive income. I mean, I'm still working on it, but there's a bit of a suspension about passive income because I just feel like on some level, all income, you're going to have to work for it. And while there are some incomes where you get to do less work, there still is some work. So even if I think about like an investment portfolio, okay, so no, I don't have to clock in every day, but I still potentially would have to talk to an accountant once a quarter, a couple times a quarter, follow up, like, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of work, even if the work that's happening is just learning, there's still a little bit of work there. And so in the event that I net $250K this year, it will position me, there will be a level of ease that I will have in focusing 100% on staying at home. And the way that I want to do that, I want to do that also without being like a burden to my partner, or, you know, so it's not like if I chose to stay at home, like I would be the only person who is contributing income, but it's just like a very comfortable number for how long I would like to stay at home and the types of things that I would like to do at home. So it's very interesting that, let me see what my answer was at the beginning of the year. Oh, so my answer at the beginning of the year was, it was difficult to come up with a number because I've been so shamed for my ability to earn a ton of money and not wanting to earn as much. That's very interesting. So I think I'm trying to remember myself 6 months ago. I think in me trying to sift through my capacity to earn and then the responsibility that comes with that, because it feels like there's this like, well, because you can earn, you should earn, but there's responsibility that comes with that I don't want to deal with. And I even wrote in here, like, I would like to earn $250,000 net for the next 5 years. And I think the reason that I want that is because I just want the simplicity and the stability and the ease of a stable, consistent income. And even though there's a potential to like earn millions, $250,000, 500,000, like lovely, wonderful, but that comes with some knowledge that I don't have, and I actually don't want to invest right now in acquiring that knowledge. I don't want the next 2 to 5 years of my life to be dedicated to trying to understand money at that level. I understand money at this 250K level, and I like it and I enjoy it here. And I don't want to dedicate the time necessary to fully understand money at the next level, or even to understand business at that level in terms of scaling. And it's something that I realize, but it's hard to say that out loud, right? Because we live in a society that says if you can, you should. And there are so many other people who wish they could. And I'm like, yeah, but none of that is my responsibility. And I have to be true and honest to myself and my family. And $250,000 is a lot of money. Like, I should be able to be proud of that. And interestingly enough, pride is not the first emotion that comes up around that number. I'm getting closer to it, but it's not pride, because there's always like, but you could do so much better. Please don't shame my 250. Thank you very much. So yeah, that is what I want to earn in the next 12 months. And the primary reason is just because it helps me to be in a financial position to do parenting and marriage in those early years exactly the way that I want to, in the exact location that I want to do it. I mean, I potentially, and I can't really see this, the number might need to change, potentially, maybe because of some housing, even if we were to change housing significantly, I don't think that number would have to change. And so based off my math and my calculations, it is a beautiful number to earn personally and then use to contribute to my household. So that is the number, and that is the second question. And so even as I'm translating this onto my vision board, I'm trying to translate it onto my vision board by giving myself images that reflect what my life will look like at that level, versus using images that reflect what my life would look like if I was a millionaire, or if I was a trillionaire, or whatever. It's like, what is the imagery of you at the $250,000? Because it's actually more than that, right? Because I have a partner, but what is the image of that, and what does that look like, and how do you flesh that out so that way, because I really just want money to become very simple and very, like, I want to think about money the same way that I think about, I don't know, books or relationships, or, you know, it's there and it's important and it's significant, but it's not something that stresses me out. And I get stressed after $250,000. And I just don't want to be stressed for like the next 5 years. So that's that number.